Welcome back to Adventures in Comics. This mini-series is going to be devoted to the golden age of Wonder Woman. We're looking at Wonder Woman's first appearance in 1941. All-Star Comics number 8 is what we're looking at. And I guess it was published, according to Google, on October 21st, 1941. I think the cover date is December 41.
Of 41, yeah.
So this is like a B story after the
Big
Justice
Adventure.
Society of America's story that we're going to skip over just so we can cut right to the chase. Though I really do like these characters. Maybe we'll do a series on them soon. So this is written by Charles Moulton, and we get her origin story. We get most of it anyway.
Most of it. And
She's got weird facial expression. Her eyes are kind of wide apart.
the artwork is very much of the times.
And you see a little bit of her forehead peeking out
Peeking
weirdly.
out.
Like she's got a weird hairline where it doesn't peek out on that side.
And tiny little high heels.
Yeah, little dainty feet. And the perspective on the toe is like you can see the bottom of the shoe. But it doesn't seem like it sticks out far enough on the toe.
Right. It's interesting. But, you know, I was thinking about back in the day in the first comic books and all the adventure and action that you have to draw in, you know, to convey the story that you wanted, that you're illustrating, and that they really didn't, there wasn't a lot of history in drawing women in this kind of action, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And so it's interesting how the pose of her arms is very masculine.
Yeah.
And,
Also, the motion lines are like making an arc. Like, how is
Yeah.
she jumping and coming across that arc and landing that way?
She's
like,
Diana.
whoop. And it's nice because it goes in this semicircle, and then there's
And then
a different version of the semicircle with these waves.
Right. There's a lot of good design qualities, but, you know, figuratively, the drawings might be a little lacking, but I enjoy the wonkiness sometimes, you know, like when we did the Hulk, like it was almost like they didn't really settle down on what he was going to look like until maybe the last book.
Well, yeah, and you see, it's funny because you see the character designs change so much over the decades, but even within the same year, sometimes issue to issue, you see a huge change. Another thing that's weird is the graphic design of like how they choose to have these bricks of text, and they're pretty dense, and these really cropped images.
Right.
We're in like the panel view, so like as you proceed, it'll zoom in on each part, and that actually makes it a lot more readable on digital.
Yes.
And this looks more like classic comics to me, but as a splash page, it's like, gosh, you kind of taken some of the impact of her landing away by having, you know, a good third of the page, if not more, cropped to start the story and to have this really long exposition.
Right.
But it shows how much, you know, we looked at the Hulk in the 60s, of course, and then we looked at Daredevil in the 90s, and now we're going to the 40s.
Right.
So to compare the conventions in comics in this mode will be so different even 20 years later than the Incredible Hulk that we saw.
Oh, absolutely.
With Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, Jack Kirby is sold as like one of the fathers of action comics because of his dynamic motion and the foreshortening and stuff that he would kind of like coin certain techniques.
Yeah. And 40 or 20 years earlier, somebody was doing it with a woman.
Yeah, you see like, well, there's different approaches that maybe didn't gain quite as much fame. So I won't read all of it, but I think it is good I like the way that he wrote this intro blurb. At last, in a world torn by the hatreds and wars of men, appears a woman, underlined. A woman to whom the problems and feats of men are mere child's play. A woman whose identity is known to none, but whose sensational feats are outstanding in a fast-moving world. With 100 times the agility and strength of the best male athletes and strongest wrestlers, she appears as though from nowhere to avenge an injustice or right a wrong. As lovely as Aphrodite, as wise as Athena, with the speed of Mercury and the strength of Hercules, she is known only as Wonder Woman, but who is she, or who she is, or when she came, nobody knows.
So then we go right into her origin story, and it
her
starts
origin
with
story is a
man
doing something.
Right.
And it's interesting to note they didn't really land on the clay thing, that she was like a doll that her mom made, or like a statue or whatever.
Right.
Though that's different. I will say we had read the George Perez 80s relaunch of Wonder Woman in our old series comics, where we do 2 different issues. And there's more similarities than differences from my memory.
There really are, yes.
It's obviously a lot more like realistically portrayed in the George Perez one. It's like dramatized. This is very condensed and summarized, but the plot points are pretty similar.
Yes.
That plane is it looks like something a kid would draw. Like some of the abstraction on these faraway shots are pretty funny looking.
So we start with Steve Trevor, and this in the middle of his story actually is where we start. In the middle of his day, when he was out chasing a spy.
He's entirely out of gasoline.
He's
in a plane that's entirely out of gasoline. It's not mostly out of gasoline. Entirely. There's not a drop left.
And he just happens to crash on Paradise Island.
Yeah.
Which they don't mention in here, but it's hidden by clouds and isn't it got some sort of a force field, or was that the other rendition that we...
I think that might have been the more modern one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
But even the gutters and stuff on the narrative exposition are weird. Like, it's white, and then that almost conflicts with the word bubble. Like, it's chopped a little bit. Like, some of the layout is a little rough.
And I think it's it may be because back in the day there were more hands-on, cutting and pasting, and
sure.
And now things are digital, and
they're more kind of just estimating it. And I mean, it is cool because you get some overlap with that foot coming in.
Yeah.
You see a lot of that in later comics to make the paneling a little more dynamic.
Yeah. But I thought this was funny. Look, Princess, a man!
I know. It made me think of that Looney Tunes. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's see if anyone is hurt. Princess, it's a man on Paradise Island. Quick, let's get into the hospital. I don't know if that's the first man that Diane has ever encountered, and she's like, I'm in love with him.
Yes!
Like, what do you have to compare it to?
And none of these other girls have ever seen a man.
Right?
I
do like that she carries him like a...
Like a baby.
Yeah. As if he were a child. I like this mustard and ketchup shirt.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else is wearing pretty neutral colors, and that lady's like, I'm going down to the hot dog shack to work after this. Also, the amount of negative space in some of the word bubbles, like it's not a ton, but like I feel like some of the contemporary comics would have just cropped it a little tighter.
Cropped it in tighter, yeah.
I wonder if it's a thing where like they're just trying to make allowances for more words, and it ends up sometimes fitting, maybe they plotted it all out before they knew what they're going to put in there.
This cracked me up because in my head I was just like, well, where should I poke him?
I don't know. He's had a concussion. We won't know anything for days. I wonder what the Queen will do with him. He can't be moved. So many simple sentences in a row. It's a little weird pacing wise. She's also squinty in this close up.
With her weird glasses on and her...
She's wearing like her diamond glasses. One lens is smaller than the other.
It's really interesting and fun to jab at the artwork. I was having a hard time not chuckling at things, but it's...
You can tell it was made by old people. They do the boomer ... after so many things.
But that just means...
To be continued.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. Suddenly, Hippolyta the Queen enters the hospital room, period. How is that really any different? Because we know more is going to come without the ...
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it is a complete sentence.
That is true.
I heard that there was a man here, but I couldn't believe it. Who is he? Mom, did you have to wear your corn chip bra? His plane crashed on the beach of the island this morning. The princess and Mala brought him here. I found these papers in his pocket. I wasn't familiar with Mala.
No,
I wonder how often she pops up in the Wonder Woman mythology, because she's not in the absolute one from what I can tell. The most recent 2025 relaunch or 2024. And I don't think I remember from the George Perez one we read.
No, no. You know, one of the things I noticed, Diana here, she looks like her eyes are half shut, and it's kind of like the look that women in movies had back in the 40s, where there was this kind of, I don't know what it was to.
I think I know what you mean, though.
Like it was like a
face of intrigue. Or
yeah,
something.
there was. I'm not sure exactly what it was to meant, but that is really from the day, you know, from the time that they're
probably just wincing from all the secondhand smoke and stuff in the atmosphere. I also like so much of this panel is just text.
Yeah, there's
tiny bit of drawings. I love how she puts it. We can't let him die. Like not like we need to heal him, but well, I've thought about it. I've thought about letting him die, and I don't think it's gonna work, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So she wants to get him back to the world of man without him seeing anything. I also like why'd they put the stem of this coming out of her belly? It's a little weird. So in the ensuing days, the princess, the queen's only daughter, is constantly at the bedside of the unconscious man, helping, watching. You ought to get some sleep, princess. You have been on the job now for 14 hours. Never mind me. We must make him well.
Yeah, I found it interesting that it was the doctor that warns the mom that Diana's in love.
Patient?
You better watch her. And she is. She's wearing Madonna's bra.
What has happened that you disturb me at this hour? Is this the man? It's like, what are you were just fanning yourself. I'm sorry for disturbing you. I know you're really busy. No, he is alive. It is the princess I'm worried about. I don't think she ought to be allowed in the hospital anymore. She acts rather strangely about that man.
It's true.
So she is in love. I was afraid of that. You are quite right, doctor. I shall take steps immediately. That would be wise. It's for the child's own good.
And I think that if I'm not mistaken, just having read the Wonder Woman origin story several times throughout the years, that she had been kind of pre-warned of that through her device.
Oh, like her observation thing?
Yes, that this was going to happen. It was kind of foretold.
Why does her doctor suit go all the way up to her ears? Like, I feel like it would make it hard to turn your neck.
It's very stylish. I mean, the 40s had some really good style.
Apparently. I like some of this horizontal composition reminds me of like the urns and stuff of ancient Greece would have those like figures on them. I feel like they're purposely trying to replicate some of that imagery here.
Oh,
I don't know about the greenish yellow skirts and stuff. Weird color schemes here.
So Diana pleads to her mom, you know, her mom is just like, I was afraid that this was going to happen one day. And
well, she has a good reason. She gives a whole backstory of the Amazon.
Exactly.
It's like, you didn't tell her till now?
Dang, Hercules with a tail.
I know, and this to me is almost like more of a news strip comic format.
Yeah.
It's got so much words. It's so dense. But the broad strokes are very similar to the George Perez. I know, you might not have watched that video, but the magic girdle is the key.
The magic girdle is the key.
And they capitalize it. You know it's important. Magic girdle. In the days of ancient Greece many centuries ago, we Amazons were the foremost nation in the world. In Amazonia, women ruled and all was well. Then one day Hercules, the strongest man in the world, stung by the taunts that he couldn't conquer the Amazon women, selected his strongest and fiercest warriors and landed on our shores. I challenged him to personal combat because I knew that with my magic girdle given me by Aphrodite, goddess of love, I could not lose. And when I did, so we saw that in the George Perez too, but it's it's dramatized there where like he smashes down a tree and then she like runs along the trunk and knocks him out or something like that. It's a pretty cool fight scene.
Yeah.
In this, we fast forward to their slavery right away. But Hercules, by deceit and trickery, managed to secure my magic girdle, and soon we Amazons were taken into slavery. Aphrodite, angry at me for having succumbed to the wiles of men, would do naught to help us. Finally, our submission to men became unbearable. We could stand it no longer, and I appealed to the goddess Aphrodite again, this time not in vain, for she relented, and with her help I secured the magic girdle from Hercules. With the magic girdle in my possession, it didn't take us long to overcome our masters, the men, the men, capitalized, and taking from them their entire fleet, we set sail for another shore. For it was Aphrodite's condition that we leave the man-made world and establish a new world of our own. Aphrodite also decreed that we must always wear these bracelets fashioned by our captors as a reminder that we must always keep aloof from men. Whew.
Yeah,
This is kind of an interesting layout. At least it's not all horizontal. So, after sailing the seas many days and many nights, we found Paradise Island and settled here to build a new world. With its fertile soil, its marvelous vegetation, its varied natural resources, here is no want, no illness, no hatreds, no wars. And as long as we remain on Paradise Island and I retain the magic girdle, we have the power of eternal life, so long as we do not permit ourselves to be again beguiled by men. We are
Diana.
indeed a race of Wonder Women. Yeah, she's gonna wreck it. You're wrecking everything for everybody. That was the promise of Aphrodite, and we must keep our promise to her if we are to remain here safe and in peace. That is why this American must go, and as soon as possible. Come, let me show you the magic sphere you've heard me talk about. It was given to me by Athena, the goddess of wisdom, just after we conquered the Herculeans and set sail for Paradise Island. It is through this magic sphere that I have been able to know what has gone on and is going on in the other world, and even at times forecast the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how she can like dial in different dates. We've got
Right?
1875, 1914 was the start of World War I, I think. The War of 1812 made me think of that. 1861, 1776 was the the American Revolution, or the birth of America. 1875, I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Probably should know.
1492.
1300 BC, 1894,
Carthage,
1942,
Egypt, England,
1941.
America, Rome, Athens,
Oh, I
Troy.
see.
Well, some of those don't dial in so good anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe she can. I like how she's got 2 recent years in there. She's like, I guess she can see into the future if this is dated 41. So, I guess I should have zipped through these close-ups. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I like how scientific they are for
yeah.
being classically oriented in their aesthetic. They've still got some mad science going on.
But then, like they say later on in the comic book on how she taught her the ways of ancient Greece and modern times and futuristic. They
It makes me think she was, keeping up with current events,
Yes.
and that's why they all wear that really stylish garb. She
Yeah.
probably saw it on her viewfinder. She said, oh,
Ooh, that's cute.
corn chip bras are in style. Looks like a Frito. So she sees Trevor in the past, I guess, getting his briefing about, the spy mission that brought him to Paradise Island. Sir, I've come to report that I have at last uncovered information as to who the leaders of the spy ring are. I'd like permission to close in on them personally. But that's ridiculous,
I
Captain.
love how they're like, well, we don't want to risk you, we don't want to lose you, but okay, go ahead.
I know he's the most valuable man in Army intelligence. He's like, well, I don't want to put anybody else at risk. This burden shouldn't be on other people's shoulders. He's like, well, best of luck to you.
Right.
So he goes to a hidden airfield not far from the Army Air Base. Those rats have their planes hidden here. Von Storm should drive past here any minute.
Von Storm.
If I can capture... Yeah, who's the spy? Is it Harold? No. Freddy? I don't think he's a spy. You think it's Von Storm? No, it is not me, Von Storm. Is it the guy with the creepy monocle and the Hitler mustache?
Right.
Nah.
It couldn't be him.
I like that guy's eyes too.
I know.
You got him driving. He's looking that way.
He
He's
doesn't
looking
blink.
that way. Meanwhile, in another car approaching Steve's hiding place, we have a huge gutter of words again here. Tonight we strike. We send our planes into the stratosphere where they cannot be seen and bomb American airfields and training camps. Since our planes will not be identified, it cannot be construed as an act of war.
This is hilarious. Suddenly, as the car passes Steve's hiding place, he leaps out from behind a bush.
He's jumping on a moving car with a loaded
With a
weapon.
load of- and the door.
If you'll be good enough to stop the car and step out quietly, there won't be any trouble, gentlemen.
And what do you think?
Boom. Good work, Fritz.
Oh,
Quick thinking of our driver has netted for us an American officer. He is not hurt, just unconscious. He will come in handy for our plans. Nicht wahr?
Oh, man.
You've heard of Spanglish, where it's like they speak Germanglish.
Germanglish, yeah.
They're like Nightcrawler, where they got to get like a was ist in there or whatever. Von Storm and his men enter the secret airfield with their captured prize. He is that Captain Trevor who has been giving us so much trouble. It is a good thing that we have one of the American robot planes that we stole. They've got robot planes?
Right?
You, Fritz, get the American plane ready and set the robot controls. I want it to be flying so that it can be seen over the American Air Dome, while you and the Stratoplane drop bombs from way above.
I mean, as a plan, it's a good plan.
Yeah, it is sneaky. And so we put our American officer in the robot plane. The malignance of your ideas is refreshing, Mynheer. Very malignant.
I'm going to use that in a sentence at work this week.
A few minutes later at the American Air Dome. Hey, look, isn't that one of our planes? Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to land. And at that moment, the robot plane is directly over the air dome, Mynheer. Good, release your bombs.
Oh, man.
What in the world? One of our own planes dropping bombs on us. There's something queer going on here. Duck, run for cover. That pilot, whoever he is circling to drop another load.
Oh.
And in the robot plane, Steve Trevor begins to regain consciousness. Why, this is a robot-controlled plane. Let's see if I can make the throttle work.
That's your first
He immediately comes to, he's like, yep, this is a robot plane. I recognize this anywhere. I like how bumpy the plane is. Some of the line work here reminds me of Robert Crumb or something like that.
Yeah.
Some of the more cartoony style, like indie comic aesthetic. Was ist? The plane is not obeying the robot control. Something is wrong. So he's going to ram the Stratosphere plane.
That's a bold move.
Plane. Something is wrong, radically wrong, for Steve Trevor has sized up the situation and is at once on the tail of the spy plane.
Boy.
Fritz, the pilot of the spy plane, is panic-stricken as he realizes that he has a skilled opponent on his tail. He radios for instructions. Von Storm, the American, has recovered consciousness. He is turning the robot plane against me. I can't shoot him down. What shall I do? Hello, Von Storm, do you hear me? Von Storm is furious.
His eyeball is huge.
I love the tiny little pupil in his monocle. You fool, don't let him shoot you down. They must not find out this plan. They must not know you dropped those bombs. Get him away from his field.
Oh.
And the Stratoplane turns tail and runs. Steve follows.
Of course he does.
He's turned tail, this skunk. I've got to shoot him down, but he keeps moving too high for me. I'll catch him if it's the last thing I do.
Poor guy.
I wonder how long he's going to keep this up. Well, as long as there's gas left in this crate, I'm going to stay with him. As long as I'm not entirely out of gas. I love how the proportions of the plane and like where the cockpit is on the fuselage seem to kind of change. I mean, our perspective's changing, but they're not really on model super well. You know, give them some credit. We're really zoomed in on it.
Right.
It's not the stricter draftsmanship you would see in more contemporary comics where they really try to nail the proportions.
But there's something about the colors and the shapes and the line work.
There's something cool about these earlier comics where it seems within reach for a regular person of average artistic ability. I'm not trying to knock this artist, but it just seems like, you know, it's less, when you see the really insane artwork that's like, did a computer make this, or did this, like, how many hours did this take? This seems very human in a good way. Running short of gas, looks like he has me licked. Wait, what's that below? Can it be an island? It seems surrounded by cloud formations.
Oops, and there he goes.
There's the history of your captain up to this very moment. But Mother, he must be taken back to America to finish the job he started. Getting him back would be a problem. Leave me alone, my daughter. I must consult with Aphrodite and Athene, our goddesses. I must seek their advice. Yes, Mother. There's another word bubble that's like, did it have to be that big? It wouldn't be any trick at all for me to fly him back myself, but Mother would never hear of it.
Except...
So she consults with the goddesses. We have come to give you warning. Danger again threatens the entire world. The gods have decreed that this American army officer crash on Paradise Island. You must deliver him back to America to help fight the forces of hate and oppression. Yes, Hippolyta, American liberty and freedom must be preserved. You must send with him your strongest and wisest Amazon, the finest of your Wonder Women. For America, the last citadel of democracy and of equal rights for women, needs your help.
Yes,
I like
she
that
does.
originally they're all Wonder Women, just generally the Amazons.
Right.
And since the world of men has only met one of them, she's the Wonder Woman. That's where it comes from. Yes, Aphrodite, yes, Athena, I heed your call. I shall find the strongest and wisest of the Amazons. She shall go forth to fight for liberty and freedom and all womankind. So there's a tournament. And she forbids Diana from entering, of course.
Of course.
So she wears this domino mask that has a really long nose. Like, it's a little too far apart.
I feel like if you wore that exact outfit, I would still know it was you.
I think so, yeah. I don't think it's much of a disguise. It's all like wall-eyed. It's like, imagine it partially covers her eyes because it goes a little too wide.
Right.
The great day arrives. From all parts of Paradise Island come the Amazon contestants, but one young contestant insists on wearing a mask.
She
Number
doesn't
7.
even change her hairdo. You know,
No.
you'd think she'd wear a wig or something.
And so, the first thing they do is chase a deer.
She outruns the deer. She passes
Easily.
it. Her style's a little funky, but
She not only catches up with the deer, but passes it. As the tests of strength and agility go on throughout the day, more and more contestants drop out wearily until number 7, the Masked Maiden, and Mala, number 12, keep winning event after event until each has won 10 of the grueling contests. And now a deadly hush blankets the audience. The queen has risen. I love the crowd. Bullets and bracelets, bullets. It's like, what do you know about bullets?
Right?
Do they have guns on the island? I thought they were kind of like a peaceful utopia.
Right.
I mean, I guess you'd need weapons for defense, but they seem so out of time in other ways, out of history.
where else could you chant that?
The greatest test of all, bullets and bracelets. I love that. It's like, so they've done these games before, apparently? To determine what? So they each get to shoot and try to deflect. They catch the bullets on her bracelets or else expect to be wounded.
See, I always thought they deflected them, but they catch them on their bracelets.
Well, it looks like it's...
I know.
I think that's what she meant. It just deflects it. I don't think they're like, boom, and they snatch it as it falls. Maybe. The command, and the girl fires point blank at number 7, the Masked Maiden. The ultimate test of speed of both eye and movement. Number 7's bracelets become silver flashes of streaking light as they parry the death thrusts of the hurtling bullets. Number 7 passes the test unscathed. Now it is her turn to fire. Her opponent's fast, but not fast enough.
Ooh.
Ugh, my shoulder. Number 7 wins. I also like it's coming from below. It's like a little kid down there that you can't see. The winner, contestant number 7, the Masked Maiden. You may remove your mask, number 7. I want to see the face of the strongest and most agile of all the Amazons. Daughter, you! I knew it. I felt it. I thought perhaps, well, it's too late now. You've won and I'm proud of you. In America, you'll indeed be a Wonder Woman, for I have taught you well. And let yourself be known as Diana after your godmother, the goddess of the moon. And here is a costume I've designed to be used by the winner to wear in America. Why, mother, it's lovely. Do they just refer to her as the princess until they call her Diana just now? Or did they call her Diana earlier? It makes me wonder, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they always just said princess before.
Right. And so Diana, the Wonder Woman, giving up her heritage and her right to eternal life, leaves Paradise Island to take the man she loves back to America, the land she learns to love and protect and adopts as her own. And she's wearing her new costume.
Nice.
It's very patriotic.
Image.
And we'll have to continue this story in Sensational Comics number 1. So we get the origin, but not the conclusion of the Steve Trevor saga of solving this spy spy plot against America. You'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the very first appearance of Wonder Woman, and please stay tuned. We're going to cover a few more of her early stories from 1942, and we're going to do the first 3 or so of Sensation Comics and see how this character evolves over time. So if you like this, please give us a comment and like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate you watching.